Hello everyone, we're here playing Blue Sun against Nasir. Very interesting matchup. This opening hand is not the worst possible because I like having Jackson, but I think I'm going to try for a better hand. And this is a much better hand, despite this card, which is kind of sad in this matchup. I'm just going to get the 15 bucks off the bat. Nasir rarely has a lot of early pressure, and nope, I can't res this anyway. That would just be miserable. I mean, I can res it at the right time, but in general, it would be just a gigantic boon for him. Order of Saul, nice. I think this is a very good way to play Nasir. You can make a lot of money with this on the order of like 12, 13 credits per game. Profit, I mean, so on top of what you paid for it. More money. Okay, let's draw for ice. Ice wall is very good. I think I'm going to just try to put it on R&D and stop the bleeding early on. With this Hadrian's, it's a tough call. I'm tempted to just not play it at all. But I can res it sometime in like some clutch moment and maybe we do something. Net Celebrity is pretty respectable. Let's order a solid dollar there. He's going to gain this money and then he's just going to gain $1 again. So I want to use this up for the turn. So when you're playing against Nasir, you got to keep an eye on. Adjust the mic for a second. You got to keep an eye on how much your ice costs to break. This is a pretty good ice against Nasir because it puts him to 3. It's not really enough to shit, this is dumb. Shouldn't do that. Forgot he has Order of Saul, so he can just get $4 and go through. He'd have a tag, but that's still not good for us. Yeah, let's double ice here, and he'll push anybody through next turn. This will give him $4, and he'll probably lose 2 of it, so it's not bad. This is over here as well. I want to get rid of it ASAP. So I'm pretty confident that this will do some good stuff to him. The tag might even take out his workshop if I can land it on him. Another reasonable option would be to move the data pike here and pick up the ice wall. I don't mind that, but I don't want to spend too many actions on just reinstalling ice constantly. So in this matchup, suckers are really annoying because they enable parasites, which is what he needs to keep me resing ice throughout the whole game. So despite it being a combo piece that I will eventually need, I'm going to just crack one right away and knock out that data sucker. I call that quite a good win for us. He might be new to playing Nasir, but this just gives you buckets of money all the time. So if he has stim hack, that gets him there. If he has, yeah, stim hack would be good for him right now. I think he would have enough to take this. Didn't do the math because I'm kind of lazy right now. In a tournament, I would have actually evaluated what stim hack could do. Data pike. Yeah. I guess I could just let him through everything. He'd only have $2 available. Whereas now, but I want this data pike rezzed eventually, so I don't mind having it now. He gets to use his net celebrity for the parasite, which is cool as well. But that's not what I thought he would do. I guess that's why he can't lose $2 on the data pike. Yeah, sure, that's fine. So I pick this up, and parasite's gone, and then I score my agenda. So I love that Blue Sun's strong against Parasite because I like Parasite, and I parasite a lot of things all the time, but I feel like it's kind of a little overpowered. So Toolbox is a good card in Nasir. The 2 link is nice because otherwise it gets beat up by traces quite often. But it's expensive, and I find you don't often get the full value out of it by the end of the game. So this ice wall is maybe going to stop him. We're going to try. Nasir has such a tough time with NAPDs. The only thing I've found so far that works is either imping them and then going after them in archives later, or Ghost Runner is okay because those credits aren't in your pool. Cash would do the same kind of thing as Ghost Runner, but it costs influence, which people aren't super excited about all the time. So he has imp, that's quite nice. If he would stim hack now, that's strong. Yeah, running HQ is also a pretty good move. Can get a sucker back, get a token. I like it. Can kill ice that otherwise would be troublesome for him. And I might even want to delay scoring to avoid getting imped further. It's hard to say. Oh, we can't even install the imp this turn because he doesn't have enough money. Right, because he paid for the sucker instead. I would have paid for the imp, if possible. Did he have $2? He had $1. Yeah, I don't think that was the best line for him. I think getting the imp out is pretty nice, especially against what you might think would be either a Scorch combo or even this combo. He's gonna get that imp out next turn. Do I deploy ice? Gives him money, or just let him destroy everything in my hand? I think I'll let him destroy everything in my hand. It'll keep him busy, right? If he's spending actions doing that, he's not spending actions doing anything else. Yeah, I'll give him a few tips for Nasir since he's kind of new. Yeah, it's a pretty cool interaction. One card I've thought about fitting in Blue Sun is Elizabeth Mills because it hits two cards that are starting to come back in the meta. One is Aesop's Pawn Shop, which all the noises are playing, obviously. The other is Personal Workshop. Pretty nasty to trash a workshop full of stuff. And Nasir has them, Chaos Theory has them. You know, there's some Kates that have that. It's not uncommon to see in Shaper. It hits Wildside also, which can be quite nice. But the difficulty, of course, is your deck space. There really is just not a lot of deck space. For any deck, for any corp deck, really. But especially if you want to run this combo that takes up a lot of extra slots. You gotta play your shipments, which are 3 cards. I mean, Power Shutdown is okay anyway, but Diagnostics otherwise is a blank card, so you would never normally play that. Yeah, so you're paying like at least 6 slots that you wouldn't otherwise pay. So this Jackson is pretty good to find Power Shutdown. But we could just park it here for a little while, potentially, and have it be okay. He can't trash things very well. Lotus Field I think we want here to avoid getting just parasited down. He'll have to use his Guardian, which costs him $3 a pop. Which is not bad for us. I mean, giving him 5 the first time is going to suck, but we need something on R&D. Arguably advancing the ice wall further might have done some work, but I think he would have still killed it anyway with more sucker tokens. So we're looking for more power shutdowns. I could burn a Jackson to send one back. This is a tough call. Maybe it's the wrong call, but I think I want to res this. And he's broken that, sure. Nasir's pretty cool. I'm tempted to explore him more. It's really a wonky matchup. He's Imp to Diagnostics, strong play. The Imp is really the best card against this deck because it can just disrupt all the plans that I want to make. The shipment is not amazing right now. I'm gonna draw. So now it's tricky because if I ice, I can't res the ice. If I don't ice, I could win next turn from combo. think I YOLO it here. So the data pike is going to be fairly bad. The hive is worse though. So these cards at least could be used to tax him from coming in a second time. Like it does. The high cost to strength is kind of sad. I find it interesting that maybe the best way to win this matchup is just not res a lot of ice. And then hope he doesn't get to imp anything too important. Oh, the power shutdown. That's a shame. Because now there's going to be two of those gone? No, just one. No, two. Nice play. And I imagine he's playing Scavenge or something, or at least he definitely has clone ships, so that imp, haven't seen the last of that guy. So I haven't burned any Jacksons yet, which means I can afford to burn one to send these power shutdowns back into the deck. I also don't mind drawing more, because if I can find interns, I can bring my ice walls back. And Ice Wall is the best card in this matchup by a long shot. Katie Jones, another good play. Yeah. Interns, good. Interns is nice. Take the hive back, but I think I want the Ice Wall back. So let's see what we get. No power shutdown. So we're just gonna interns and bring our Ice Wall back to life. Keep him out of there with his shenanigans. This is pretty reasonable because it's a big sentry, which is often difficult for them to deal with. So I still win by drawing power shutdown, but it's only one copy. Nonetheless, I think this card is basically not great for us right now, and we can't win if it's in our hand. We need to be in the archives or the R&D. So I don't think I can score here. Like maybe I could. I would be very vulnerable to stim hack, which I expect him to play since he's playing Workshop. Stim hack is a great card against remotes. Remotes have kind of been out of style for a while with the amount of fast advanced decks that have been good, but as Glacier comes back, stim hacking a remote that they thought was safe starts to become quite tasty. So I'll res this, even though it means I won't win next turn if I draw power shutdown because there's only one copy in the deck. I doubt it will happen. He's gonna parasite it to death. Sure. I'm burning out his clone ships. If he doesn't have Levy, he only has his most 3 clone ships. So pretty okay with that exchange there. So he has 0, he can't break this. Architect gives him $4, but it's a sentry with 3 power. That don't mind this screenshot I have, it's wrong. Dies to parasite as well. No, it can't. It cannot be trashed. That's interesting. If I can get him to run it on 4th action, I can pop the Allison and score it uncontested. That appeals to me. Nice little bonus there against Luminal. And then the Ice Wall is nice as well. So for him to leave this Jackson here is immensely good for us, because our chances of finding that power shutdown have just doubled. And we get other nice cards like Economy, which we're struggling a little bit for. I'm pretty curious about Architect in general. It seems like, depending on the deck, it's pretty good. Yeah, I'm gonna res it. We're gonna see what happens. Nothing can deal with this. It might, something bad could happen to it. Look at the top 5 cards of our deck. Can install a Hadrian's, can install a Shadow. Shadow's not bad. At least as a sentry. Actually, let's put it here. So NAPD is coming up shortly. And let's install the private contracts in the remote. I'm hurting for cash, so I want to get a source of income going. And he's gonna have a hard time trashing that card. So he's going for RDI. That makes a lot of sense to me. There's an NAPD coming up that he cannot steal. The other 4 cards are not agendas. So getting this kind of information is so valuable, because now I can just not reinforce this for another. Well, now the top 3 cards are not agendas. Oh, I meant to pull this back because now I can't use private contracts. That's a bit of a fail. But nonetheless, you do what you gotta do. So now we can't get Katie money and steal this. This ice wall's gonna do some work for us. I could probably even pitch this, but I could also try to score it. Do I want the changeling as a sentry or as a barrier, really? I don't not want it, but I don't think I want it more than I want to try to score this. These should score pretty easy against him. So now the top 1 card is not agenda. Indexing. He maybe has figured out I'm playing combo. This is one way to get rid of the Jackson. In which case it's pretty good that I didn't throw away the NAPD, because now like the first one was free, at least with this toolbox money, so there's that. Now I have to shuffle in case it's points. Power shutdown, power shutdown. I don't mind sending back interns. It's not the best play, because if I draw it, I'll be not super happy, but more ice walls is good. He's going to see 3 random cards now, so really it's not that bad for him. I don't think that was a bad play at all. Maybe just running with the RDIs is a little better. Pick up the ice wall or try to score the NAP this turn. It's not great. I think I'll just hold on to the ice wall and I'll pump this for money. And pump it again and throw the data pike away. If I can get restructure money, that's pretty good. Oh, he's going to index again. Nice play. I mean, he knows at the top 2 cards aren't agendas, but this gives him a chance to dig underneath those and maybe get something. I think, though, I can push through the NAPD again here. Can very well get a 5-3 here, which I'm okay with, because he's at 0 points right now. Yeah, okay. That's fine for money, because the Order of Sol triggers and some break the other one. It's an Atlas, so it could certainly have been worse. Now I know there's none of the next few cards. This is a bit risky. This is not the most exciting play right now. He has a few outs to get this NAPD. But if I score it, I'm just so far ahead that it's probably worth it. I think playing the Project Alice is far too risky, because I'm sure he can get in if he tries, if he has some kind of tech. I don't know much about what's in his hand, but I think this is fairly safe. He's gonna have a hard time getting it with $4 left over. Stimhack does not get him there. No, yeah, I think this is not in his credit pool, so he wouldn't lose that. Well, we got away with it with our ice wall. Do we bounce the ice wall, replay it? No, we don't. It's still doing things where it is. So we can shipment that and advance it and go up to 6 points. Getting rid of the net celebrity, which I'm quite happy about. So the reason I put this card in the deck is, I mean, an architect target, obviously, but next turn we can click it twice, restructure, and then get $3 extra by picking it back up. That's pretty decent. It turns this card from just really quite mediocre to being somewhat reasonable. Continue getting R&D locked. Really might have made more sense to defend archives, or sorry, to defend R&D. Like the ice wall would have bought a little more time for it. I think last turn certainly installing here the ice wall and clicking money was better. So I might lose the game because of this. Yep, I do. So that's entirely my fault. Needed to defend R&D with the ice wall. We didn't get the power shutdown, 2 cards away, so we were pretty close, but I don't think I needed to do this. Yeah, just shapers, you gotta guard the R&D. Simple as that. Got too much tunnel vision on my own strategy. Thanks for watching, guys.